Hi guys, I am going to try this again. I got massively derailed previously by the drilling that's going on outside, but I just wanted to come here and talk about duality and also kind of what my work is and sort of what my mission is with everything that I do. So on my website, my kind of tagline thing is remember who you are. So all of the things that I do are trying to help you guys to remember who you are at your soul essence. Because when we're born into a body in this lifetime, our souls come from the stars and they've been to many places and many lifetimes. And they're incarnated in a body at this specific time on earth to fulfill a purpose. However, we're born these very pure beings that are kind of soul essence. But once we start to interact with our families and once we start to go to school, then we are imprinted and conditioned with kind of societal values so that we all kind of start off as like this very wide net, and then we're all kind of pushed into this kind of into a funnel almost. And there's always outliers, but I kind of always say that, the most interesting people are the ones that are kind of always the ones that are just completely off-piste. And maybe that's something that I've kind of come to realize over time and with age and kind of with learning, I guess, to kind of that the beauty is not in conforming. And so because society and our programming and things, and obviously we go through traumas and things, and then that's just like a whole nother kettle of fish, we start to lose touch with who we are and what our soul is here to do and what we like and what we're meant to be. And to the point where, because we are just used to getting told all the time what to do and how to be, that we forget that we actually have that agency to decide what we want to do and who we want to be and kind of what we want to give our attention to. And we also look to outside people or to society to tell us what's good and what's bad and what's not, what's right, what's wrong. We kind of always want to be in this dualistic way of this is what this is what it's not. So that's what duality is. And we really actually need to accept that there's a lot more gray than black and white. And one example that I kind of have is a while back, this was probably a couple of years ago, I was doing a gong bath, and one of the ladies in the group, I think afterwards she said that she'd been coming to the gong baths at the place that I was doing them at with other teachers, and then she went to a different studio to do it at, and it was like a Kundalini studio. And so she was expecting it to be the way that we did them at the studio, which was quite secular. And she said to the guy that was doing it, is it okay if I just lay down? I don't really want to do the kriyas. I just want to receive the gong. And he was like, well, that's cool if you want to do that, but that's not the way that it's supposed to be. You need to prepare your body to receive the gong, and so on and so forth. And so she sort of was like, well, this is what this man said, so what's right, what's wrong? Is how you're doing it wrong? Is how he's doing it wrong? And I was like, neither's wrong, but you have now experienced both of them, and now you get to decide what you like. Some practitioners will kind of go and say that there's a right way and a wrong way, and I really I don't see the value in being dogmatic about things. I think that there is room for everyone. There's different interpretations. And as always, people are going to find you if what you're doing is what they like. And anyone that experiences something like a gong bath, I mean, this is just an example, but this applies to anything. It's like if you go to like an Ethiopian restaurant or something, like somewhere that, you wouldn't normally eat and you don't enjoy it that much. Is it like, I hate all Ethiopian food? No, maybe it was just a bad restaurant. Maybe you ordered wrong as well. That's sometimes, I was talking to a friend that sometimes you need someone to tell you what's up and kind of what's good and what's going to kind of suit your tastes. So yes. In saying this, I'm just acutely aware that I'm running out of time because I need to go out in a second. So in saying all of this, it's basically just to remind you that you have the power to decide what you want, what's right for you, what you like, what you don't like, whether that comes to what you're eating, who you're hanging out with, what you're being around, and even what your passions and your hobbies are, because I do know a lot of people who are kind of, we can kind of get caught on that sort of career trajectory and we're just working all the time and like maybe seeing our friends, but we're not spending time with ourselves to discover our passion. So you might have a really obscure passion like, crochet is not that obscure these days, but something that you really freaking enjoy. Like, for example, I really like UFC, and people are shocked to learn that about me, and a lot of people assume that I got into it through one of my boyfriends or something like that, and that's actually not the case. I just came across it, and I just I guess I enjoy the physical aspect of this kind of competitive martial arts environment, and the technique and the skill of it, and seeing who's going to win, basically. So there's all of these little, and so because that is something that has completely come out of nowhere, for me, I see that as something that is a part of my soul. I mean, I know that it sounds like it's like quite a sort of random example to say that my soul is like super into UFC, but it's like that's a part of me that has not come from anywhere else, and so it's really, I've still got this pimple there on my third eye. So it's nice to kind of be able to collect all of these things, and then you can start to paint a picture of who you are. And so that's kind of what I'm here to do. That's what I'm all about, is to kind of get people in touch with themselves and to kind of start to strip back all of this conditioning. When you're doing the kind of work that I do, it's very easy to be in an echo chamber of a lot of people who are kind of nonconformist and are sort of on that path already. But I know that there's a lot of people who again don't really know themselves or don't their passions, and what it is that sets their soul alight. And once you know what lights you up inside, then that's when you can start to pursue your passions and find what your purpose is here on this earth. So I'm going to leave it there because I do need to go. Hopefully this has been coherent. I'm going to push it to my IGTVs, and I'm sending you guys lots of love.